Hey friends, it's the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, and it's going to be a home remedy issue here. Pixie here has a bum leg, and you can tell by how sad she is here that it's actually, I don't want to move her because you can't see, but her leg is swollen from the shoulder all the way down here. Now I did not know, poor baby, I did not know. Her and Penny got into a fight this weekend, and I didn't see it, but Daddy said Penny had a hold of her leg with her teeth, and I didn't see it, and I didn't see any blood, so I didn't think there was an issue. But and if she'll let me, if she'll be so kind, there are some. There's one. There's some scabbed over. Let me see, baby. Let me see. There are a few scabbed over puncture wounds on her leg. Yeah, sweetheart, I'm being very gentle. So, and her leg is now, and I just noticed she's limping, and her leg is swollen, and I've given her a half an aspirin because Tylenol's not good for dogs, but she can have a half an aspirin to hopefully ease the pain. But I'm making a paste to put on because the reason her leg is swollen is the little puncture marks. Poor baby, I'm sorry. The little puncture marks are healed over, and we need to get the poison out before we can actually heal the leg. So let's go into the kitchen and see what Mama's cooking up. It's going to sound strange, but this is an old remedy, and we'll see what we can do to make Pixie feel better. So what I've done here, I took a piece of white hot dog bun, and I soaked it in hot milk, as hot as I thought she would stand it, and a little bit hotter because it would cool down by the time I used it. And I wrapped it in a piece of fine muslin. This muslin you can almost see through, it's so thin. And I folded it over, and I'm sorry I didn't film it while I was doing it, but I folded it over the bread in hot milk. I soaked the bread in the hot milk, and I put it all down her leg. And then I took this horse bandage, remember this horse bandage? And I just wrapped it. And this is the second poultice I put on, but when I took the first one off this morning, a couple of the sores were already open and running. What we want to do is we want to drain the poison. She's a very, very tolerant dog. She allows Mommy to look after her really well. Anyway, so I've put a second poultice on because it's still swollen, but not as bad as it was. And we're going to just leave this poultice on as long as she'll tolerate it. I've given her a half of a small aspirin, and she's doing much better. She couldn't even walk on it. So once this poultice comes off, this will draw what the bread and milk poultice does is it draws the poison. It softens the scabs and draws out the infection. When the infection is drawn off and running, I will clean the wounds with peroxide and put some plantain ointment on them. The horse bandage also allows her to put some weight on that foot because it was really paining her and she didn't want to put weight on it. But if she puts weight on it while the poultice is on it, that will actually help squeeze some of that poison out. As you can see, see the swelling here? That's all that's left of the swelling. Her whole leg from the shoulder all the way down to her wrist was all swollen up twice its size. So we're going to do one more bread and milk poultice to make sure we can drain that, because we did find the puncture. And Pixie will be all better. She's already feeling much better. Pixie's leg is almost completely healed except for the elbow, and that's where the big puncture is. So we're going to make one more poultice to open it up again and draw the poison off. We're just going to take a piece of homemade bread. We're going to heat up some milk, probably too much milk here, but they'll get to eat it afterwards, whatever I don't use. And we're just going to heat the milk up, and we want it as hot as the animal can stand it. And then we're going to put this piece of bread in, or half this piece of bread. And we're going to put it in this cheesecloth and bandage it on. Okay, first, we're going to give Pixie a half an aspirin. And the best way to give the dog a pill is open it, drop it down the back of their throat, and just massage until they swallow. And she did that very well, didn't you, darling? Now, I didn't get to show you it before because she was in a lot of pain, but from her wrist right up to her shoulder, she was just puffed right up twice its size. But now it's just the elbow. Let's have a look. And you can't see it because it took me some time to find it. But there is a puncture wound right here, and it's once again closed. So we want to put a poultice on it to open it up again. Now here's our hot milk and bread. No, Pixie, that's not to eat. And our piece of cheesecloth. And it's got to be as hot as they can stand it without burning them. I can put my fingers in it. It hurts, it's hot, but I can put my fingers in it so it's warm enough. And we're just going to wrap this around, and we're going to set it on her elbow. Come on, sweetie, you know what to do. We've been down this road about 4 times. Now, it may be faster and easier. Come here, sweetie. It may be faster and easier to go to a vet, but it's an awful lot more expensive. Let's just dip this in the hot milk one more time. You want it to be moist a little bit. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Good girl. And we're just going to wrap this. See, she automatically knows I'm trying to help her. You want it tight enough that it's going to hold it in place and that they can't wiggle out of it. But not tight where it's going to cut the circulation off. We're just going to wrap this pink one around because this is a newer one and it will stick better. Hold still, baby. She's been down this road 4 or 5 times already. This is a patience thing, folks. This doesn't, depending on the severity of the infection, it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it does if it's not a bad infection, but this one went for 3 days before I noticed what was the problem. So here we go, and she'll probably, good girl. You want the rest of this milk now? And she'll probably lay here and allow it to do its business. And in about 3 or 4 hours, that wound will once again be running to drain the poison. You don't want to let it heal over completely until the poison is completely gone. But like I said now, it's just localized to the elbow. Last time you got steel in your eye, the last couple of times you got steel in your eye at work, what did I do?
Bread and milk poultice.
Does it work?
Yes, and I first learned about it from my Auntie June.
Cool. His Auntie June was the first one to ever do a bread and milk poultice on him. So, some things never get lost. Alright, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying some home remedies last forever for a reason.